Here we go.
Talked about that. Ethereal. Okay. Oh, he's going hidden cursor. We may not even see Katana.
Yes,
we may actually see Shinnok.
He actually picked Katana. Do you remember when he played Kevo early in the bracket and upset his Kung Lao? He actually picked Katana against his Kung Lao at the very first Summer Jam of the game, which was only a couple months in.
That's right, because you mentioned that, and I didn't remember that at all, but you were certain that that was a run-back match from a very long time ago. I'm almost certain that Dragon has picked Shinnok, guys. Almost certain that he's picked Shinnok. No other reason for... He's not going Alien. There's no other reason for him to be on the left side of the character select.
And we have Alien! The return of the prodigal son is here!
Oh my goodness. This man is a savage. He can't delay records anymore. No punish.
But,
I don't know if Alien can punish.
But has Semiij labbed the changes? That's also going to play a factor here.
I have not, to be honest. I have not labbed those changes.
Me neither. Here we go.
I mean, I just figured people dropped the... I've heard so many complaints. Oh my goodness, the down one throw on this man.
But you know, that top player is still sitting right there with his main for the past three-quarters of a year or so.
He just about got hit by that 38 frame overhead. Ooh.
And no commitment from Semiij, and we saw that all day yesterday.
Oh, yeah. Ooh, he just low profiled the down one. I was literally just talking about that earlier, too. How salty it makes me.
And Dragon already seeing him watch the film yesterday, delaying the wake up on that crossover meaty, which no one seemed to block.
Such a good down one right there. And didn't do anything too risky, just down one.
Nice little stagger by Semiij.
Yeah, see, this is what I was talking about earlier too. The old habits die hard, right? So he sees the Rekka come out and he's just waiting for the others. But it's not there anymore. Unless he burns the bar, he can do it. Good block by Dragon right now. I think he went...
And you saw that the very last second after that teleport, let go of block and held down for that throw to whiff.
Yeah. Good damage. Dragon doesn't have to take any risk right now. Just got to deal with the zoning. Oh! Well, that would have been end of the round.
And he's low profiling that jumping that's so hard to get around.
Oh, that's okay. Dragon takes match 1.
And Dragon going back to Daddy Alien.
Alien wins.
Looking strong here.
Dragon fooled everybody. I thought Katana, and then when he did Secret Select, I thought he was going to go Shinnok. No, this man is a savage.
And he has a good Shinnok. He has all his characters he plays, he's actually really good with them. He's a top player, guys. He has not had to just rely on these Rekka characters, and we've seen that.
Alien.
I do feel like Dragon is like he prefers the Rekkas. Like that's almost like, you know, you have people that love the cancel characters.
That's his that's his play
You know what
style.
I mean? Yeah. But like you said, man, he's still a top player. He doesn't need all that stuff. I'm almost sure he would prefer it, but I don't think he absolutely needs it to win. So here we go. Semiij switched to Ravenous, I'm pretty sure. Which I don't think I've seen. I've seen his piercing. I've seen his ethereal since the Kombat Cup anyway. I don't think I've seen his Ravenous. There's gonna be a lot of pounces. Very good down one check. Otherwise, she's just gonna pounce you to death. Very good down one again. Oh, the overhead got him. 28%.
And the corner carry, not as much of a hard knockdown as it used to be.
That's true.
And just the 50-50s by... Oh, he comes up 2 bars!
Here we go.
But
such good damage.
Yeah, in Ravenous, you don't get as much off of it. And the low profiling, I'm not too sure Semiij is used to someone not trying to block that cross jumping.
Yeah, when I played Melina, I loved her jump on. You can totally hit from anywhere as long as you're above them. You can be behind them. It doesn't matter.
But Semiij looking just as comfortable as he does with his ethereal. And I liked at the end of that round, he caught Dragon trying to press the cut button just a couple times by doing a stagger into the flip grab.
Right.
Which I believe is safe on block, but it's not minus enough for. It's your turn after you block it.
Oh, it didn't have the bar to do any damage with that overhead roll.
And yeah, just like that, where it's safe but minus.
Yeah, I think pounce now is -3. I think something like that. I think it was -7, and then the latest patch it went down to it may have been -5 actually. If you remember,
we'll have the chat double check you on that one.
Ooh.
And great trip guard by Dragon.
Nice. Had to burn the 2 bars, but
he immediately noticed that Semiij was in a back jump and it had the reaction ready. Great play by Dragon.
Yeah, that was very good. Good down 1. He's always checking. It doesn't matter. He beat Saltface's Ravenous at what, Summer Jam, I think, where Saltface made 3rd.
Yep.
So he definitely knows this matchup. Saltface is probably the best Melina. He's well, aside from Foxy. Foxy made it really far with Melina too.
And we saw early this round the first jump in actually worked for Semiij.
Ooh!
And Dragon
has all the meter.
Dragon's now off his stamina. I mean, off his meter, and just like that. And it's odd that you didn't really see too much difference. Just Semiij just playing so smart. Got his hits in. He had to come off extra meter when he read with armor, but just played so smart. And he finally landed one clean jump in there, and it hurt.
You know, one thing about Melina's overhead roll now is it's not only used as a combo starter. It is her only armored move aside from Ethereal, where she has the armored teleport. But in Piercing and Ravenous, that's her only armored move. If you don't even have the 2 bars to combo, at least you're getting yourself out of that situation. It is still dangerous to throw that thing out there because it's still death on block.
And there we go. Dragon has to check that with a poke every single time.
Yes. Oh,
and I'm not too sure if that was a read. That had to be a read.
Yeah. I don't think I've seen him throw any teleports out. Very nice. High-low. Into damage.
And I do know players that look for people that are next to interactables like that. And have those at the ready.
Nope.
And Dragon was sitting in that perfect spot for Alien, like right in that down 3 range where you can throw that down 3 or that overhead almost for freely. And did we get the pedigree? Oh, nope.
Oh, nope.
Almost.
Oh my goodness, this could be it. This is.
That all came from that down 1 not anti-airing that interactable over him. And then he just died.
That was insane. I mean, what are you gonna do? He went for it.
Oh, and these mix-ups, and he finally goes overhead.
You talk about that. I mean, that was perfect. 2 or 3 lows in a row, and then he had Semiij waiting. Ooh!
And that backdash got him just out of the range of that.
Okay, this will be okay damage. Down 1, down 1, down 1. Nope. Oh, that is pretty good damage, actually. 36%.
And the delayed wake up is just ruining Semiij's game plan of trying to get someone pressing a button on wake up, or trying to anti-air.
Well, he is just doing all these pokes, all these staggers. No hit in a very long time.
And look at the defense of Dragon. Dragon finally goes on the offensive and gets punished for it.
Semiij has built so much meter. Oh no!
And it doesn't punish. I don't know if he was late or what. Wow.
I have no idea if that. You know, I don't even know what that that is anymore. Like, I don't know what that is on block.
Semiij was on the offensive for what seemed like 20 minutes straight.
Yes.
And Dragon, with just one flick of the wrist, goes up 2-1 on Semiij.
And that's what I love about the game now, is defense like that. Just patience and defense. If you know your spot to come in, I mean, that's what happens. Dragon took that strictly because of his defense, and he just waited for the right time. But I like we were talking, I don't know what that Rekka on block was. He meter burned it. I don't know if that makes it safe. It looked like Semiij was going for the punish, and Dragon was safe. I don't know. He went with overhead roll too, and that's 16 frame startup. So maybe he could have punished it if he would just hit a standing 2 or just rolled.
Yep. And Dragon starting off game 4, so strong.
Dragon's up 2-1 right now, so he's looking to take this round.
And just out of nowhere.
Oh, Dragon tried to get him with that anti-air again, but it didn't work. No hit confirm on the Rekkas. He could have burned that. Oh,
and look at the anti-crossover down 1 to the same side.
Oh yeah, this is damage. Down 1, no. 35, 36 maybe.
There we go.
Oh, so he can. Okay, yeah, I remember now. He can delay them to make him plus. I don't know if they're plus anymore.
That was very risky.
Yeah.
But Semiij trying to send this to a game 5. He will not go quietly into the night. Oh, that's wrong. That's the wrong alien. And kind of pokes with a throw. Very smart by Semiij.
Semiij knows those down 1s are coming. That's really Dragon's only answer.
And big drop by Dragon. And there we go. There's the punish finally. Is he gonna pedigree? There we go. And that's gonna do it. And we are going to our second game 5 of top 8. 2 back-to-back. I know it doesn't seem it with the time in between, but these are back-to-back.
Does Dragon switch?
Pay your respects.
I don't like the alien pick anymore. I feel like Semiij knows what he can do at this point, and he is not given. Dragon really didn't get a chance to start anywhere in that match. He's going back to it. He's going to stick. Okay.
And that is, I like that.
Dragon has always played alien very smart, very safe. And once people start to kind of download that he's not going to take that risk that you're waiting for,
Round 1.
you know, eventually as Dragon you have to force yourself to take that risk and go for the overhead lows, the mix up. He doesn't really have the armor anymore. Ooh, at least with the overhead.
Yeah, so pressure almost feels free unless he has 2 bars, of course. But even then, you almost want to get him off those resources.
Ooh, that's a whiff punish. 4-2.
And look how comfortable Semiij looks, just pressuring a Dragon right now. Oh, look at that whiff punish!
That's exactly why I didn't like this alien pick. I wish he would have went with anyone else.
Round 2.
Semiij looking to run this back, being down 2-1 with his back against the wall. It looked like Dragon was in the driver's seat.
Okay, Dragon, this is where you got to get your damage, man. You got to get this round. Keep him in the corner. Don't let him go on offense.
And come off 2 bars. I like that. That's a message sent right there.
Ooh, that could have been a whiff punish on that down 2. Heavy.
May cost him coming off that second bar now that doesn't have a breaker, but I like the message that was sent in the middle of that combo. And that might have been a punish.
I'm pretty, yeah. The recovery on that throw is insane. Ooh, just went for the Baraka stabs. Ooh, and switches sides.
Something.
Blocks.
And we got final round. And yes, that's the first time I've seen Tarkatan's swipes ever in competitive play.
Oh man, he is so close to getting hit by that overhead. He is blocking correctly at the last second every time.
And I like how we used it too, as it almost should be as an anti-air.
Oh no, he's trying to anti-air, it's not working.
And here we go again.
Yep. I like it. Mix this man. Mix to win.
And one more hit from Semiij. Dragon does not have a breaker.
Yeah, if he goes for the overhead roll, it's over.
Yep.
He's got the 2 bars.
And great.
Good. Okay. Made him break. No more overheads. Mix this man.
Scary stuff from both players right now. Anything can happen right now. Even health. Semiij with an armored roll on deck.
Oh no. Oh, Semiij is jumping a lot. All he has to do is teleport. Oh my, whip punish this. Wow.
And that's gonna do it! Semiij missed an anti-air roll of all things from a Molina player, and Alien steals this entire set from him. Just like that.
Wow. Man.
What composure from Dragon there.